Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Roscoe2, and today we're going to be doing another metal detector overview of the White's Eagle Spectrum. Now, this metal detector was first produced in the early 1990s, and it was produced until about the late 1990s, and this particular one is from 1992, so this one's over 22 years old right now. Now, as you can see, starting off with the coil, we have a concentric coil. And of course, with this coil, you're going to pinpoint right in the center disc right here, and the target should be right in that little circular area. Now you can see we've got the standard little screw-on plastic bolt to connect the coil to the shaft. Now with this coil cable, it's actually quite a bit larger than most coil cables that I've seen, and I'm guessing that is because it's in case you're an extra tall person, you have more play with the coil cable. Now you can see you've also got one cam shaft right here, cam lock, and another cam lock right here. And another interesting thing I've seen with this particular White's metal detector, I'm not sure if it's with all the White's metal detectors, is that it has an S-curve right here. Now I'm not sure why they do that. I'm guessing it's just cosmetic, but I don't think it really has an effect on the actual performance of the metal detector. Now another thing we have, of course, is where the coil cable connects with the control box. As you can see, it's just a simple screw on where you unscrew the cable, and you can then pull out the cable. You screw it back in after you push it back in, and you'll be able to hunt from then on. Now, moving on to the back area of the metal detector, you can see we've got a display box and a control box. Now, the control box is just completely decked out with VDI scale instructions to tell you what type of target is going to come in at what VDI number, and then on the other side you've got directions on how to start up the metal detector. Now you can see we've got here a standard arm cuff with a Velcro, pretty standard on most modern day metal detectors. You've got a 1/4 headphone plug-in, once again standard, and then you've got the battery compartment door. Now this metal detector, I'm going to start by saying, it uses 4 C-cell batteries. Now, like I said, this metal detector is from the 1990s, so obviously they didn't really have AA batteries back then that could power something like this. So they had to use bigger and heavier batteries. Now, of course, since they're bigger and heavier, you're going to have a heavier metal detector, and add to that the fact that the control box is actually about 1/4 as large as most modern White's control boxes. So this is definitely a heavier unit. So if you're an older guy, you might want to think about the weight of this metal detector if you're thinking about buying a used one, because it is quite a bit heavier than most modern day metal detectors. Now, you've also, moving on to the display box, you've got, as you can see, digital display. This is one of White's earlier displays that was digital. And you can see, to turn it on, of course, all you have to do is hit the on button, and then it says White's. It talks about the metal detector. It does a battery check. You can see we had 5.3 volts worth of battery left, and then it lets you pick the mode that you want to hunt in. Now you can go, see, starting from the top, you've got coin and jewelry mode, beach/jewelry mode, relic mode, prospecting mode, and you've got 2 custom program modes. So as you can see, they let you play around with the controls on this quite a bit. You can set up all these modes any way you like, and you can program them any way you like, I said. Now once you pick your mode, all you have to do is hit enter. And once you hit enter, the machine tells you to raise the loop to waist level, and then push enter again. And what you're doing right now is you're ground balancing the White's Eagle Spectrum. So you hit enter, and then it tells you to lower the loop to the ground, and then hit enter again. And you can see once it beeps like that again, you are ground balanced, and it goes to the VDI display, and you're ready to start metal detecting. Now, another interesting control on this and many other White's metal detectors, especially the more higher end ones, is that the pinpointing button is actually not a button. It's a toggle that you pull with your pointer finger like this. You see, like that, you can pull it, and then when you release it, it stops pinpointing. So I've always found that very interesting about White's metal detectors, is that they allow you to do it that way. Now, turning the machine off again, we're not going to do, or we're going to do, a coin test in the next few minutes. Get back with you guys in a minute. Okay, everyone, we're going to turn on the metal detector again and do a little quick test to see what it picks up some targets as. So you hit the power button, turns itself on, does a battery check, 5.3 volts right now, beeps. You pick the mode, coin and jewelry mode. Then you raise it to the waist level to ground balance. You hit enter. Beeps again, tells you to lower it to the surface of the ground. You hit it again, and it ground balances, and you're ready to metal detect. Now the first target I want to go over is a nail. Now let's see what it says when we go over this nail. Now as you can see, it didn't give you a VDI target. And the reason why is because we have it on this mode. It's been programmed to not respond to it. It'll give you a null signal, but it won't give you a beep or anything. It'll just go nyeh, nyeh, like that, and it'll just do that, and you know that it's a nail or that it's iron or something like that. Now the next signal we're going to go over is a modern day penny. Let's see what happens. Now as you can see right there, it was a surface target penny, and it said that it was going to be either a screw cap or a zinc penny. Let's try that one more time. And it says VDI of 61 to 66, I believe. So you can see it wasn't very sure on that, more than likely because it was a freshly dropped target. Like I say before, this is not, of course, field test. It's just a quick VDI test to see what the machine responds to and what it doesn't like to respond to. Got a watch head over there. Let's see what it says. You're seeing that it's giving you a VDI number of the high 80s, and it's saying that it's a quarter. So that's what I would expect with most metal detectors, is to read that up as a quarter due to its size and the metal that it's made out of. Now coming over here, we got a nickel. Let's see. You should pick it up as a nickel exactly. Now this being coin and jewelry mode, as we just saw, it picked it up on the VDI scale at a low 25 and as a nickel slash ring. Now moving on to this quarter that I have set over here, it should pick up as a quarter exactly. Now, unfortunately there's a little glare on this screen, but it did come in as a 85, 86, and it did pick it up as a quarter every pass. Now that's what we expect, of course. Now those are the targets that I had set out, so I'm going to turn off the machine. And overall, as you can see, it's pretty accurate, or as accurate as a metal detector should be on picking up targets, depending on the metal composition. Now I did not expect it to pick up every target exactly as what it was. For instance, when we went over that zinc penny, it came in that it could be a screw cap. Well, from my experience, zinc pennies, usually on most metal detectors, tend to be either a penny signal, or they're going to be more towards a pull tab slash screw cap signal. It's just the way that most metal detectors are built. As you can see, the whites performed as I would expect. Now, of course, this was not real in the field metal detecting. This is not a field test. This is just an overview and a quick little demonstration to see what it picks up some common targets as. Now, if you have any more questions about this metal detector, I'd be happy to help answer them.